Blue, the character that whooped my butt as a kid. The biggest curveball for a champion ever in Pokemon history, especially since we were just children. And on top of that, the man had a stacked team in the originals. Every time I played through those games, I didn't know if I was gonna make it out alive. Today, we're going to show this character some love in the new games by seeing if he can become champion of the Paldea region. I'm fully confident this jerk can, but at least we don't have access to every single one of his Pokemon. In Scarlet and Violet, we have access to about 7 of his Pokemon, and I want to be clear, I'm only going to be using Pokemon that we've seen him use in the mainline games. So this includes the remix as well, but this won't include things like Pokemon Stadium that gives us a whole bunch of other encounters. Also, I'm just gonna straight up ban Gyarados. The thing's a monster, and most of this team are monsters. But since everybody gangs up on Gyarados, I'm just gonna do the same. I should ban Tyranitar as well, since that thing is also broken. But, I mean, at least that thing is a little bit unique. But yeah, the team is strong as is. This is a hardcore nuzlocke like most of my videos, and if you guess the nickname theme, we'll be friends forever. I can't believe Gramps is making me go to this stupid academy. This school is for losers. It's all your fault, Mom. Take that smirk off your face. Nothing is funny about this. Be careful with Blue. He's a bit of a bad boy. What the heck did you say, Mother? Young man, don't talk to your mother. You want some of this too, Gramps? I'll smell you two later. Man, I wouldn't be caught dead wearing this trash at school. Gramps, what the hell is this? I sent you a letter asking for Kanto starters. Can you not read? You may not be a Squirtle, but that won't stop me from embarrassing myself in front of this chick. Okay, I totally see why this guy is the face of the franchise. You know, aside from Pikachu. This guy's cute enough to make Blue not be such an asshole. Let's go, Ross. Ross? The championship is this way. Bro, where are you going? Huh, what a big Pokemon. Too bad he looks weak. Smell you later, lizard. Arvin, there's only room for one attitude friend in this group. Not that either of you are my friends. That's not what I meant at all. While we're destroying Nemona here, I just want to say that you should totally subscribe, and Nemona wants you to do so as well. Also, I don't think I'm going to EV train this time around just for a change of pace, especially since we have a plethora of Pokemon to choose from. Hey, I want to fight the gym leader. Sure, but you gotta complete this challenge first. Ugh. All you people do is annoy me. Okay, what kind of sick joke is this? Come on, Katie. I'm itching to crush you. Now, normally I would go find a second encounter, but Blue wouldn't. Blue would totally fight the first gym with only one Pokemon, being the cocky kid that he is. So hopefully this works. You guys know how good a fire type is for the first 2 gyms. Ross here has achieved total Unagi. Nothing can beat him this early on. Goodbye. And I don't want to experience your lousy baking, lady. Don't even offer anything to me. Huh, what a sweet boy. On our way to the first Titan, I found this little guy, and I don't think Blue would be a pet kind of guy, but who can hate that face? Joey here was on his original team in Red and Blue. It's unfortunate that 6 of his Pokemon from the originals aren't in this game, but it's okay. We'll prevail. Who needs those losers anyways? Also, Ross evolved into Charmeleon just after we caught Joey. Now we got some real firepower. Speaking of firepower, I decided to go catch Larvitar right now in South Province 5, and this time around, I do know that this thing has Rock Slide, but I just flat out don't care, and it's a good thing I didn't, because it didn't put up much of a fight. You're not that scary, Gunther. Not yet, at least. With Gunther, we can now take on Cloth, which, by the way, I used the Larvitar in my last run to take this guy down. Now, the last time I did this, we EV trained without burning Gunther. But this time around, we're not EV trained, so we actually need the big 3. Terastallization, Guts Burn, and a held item, which is the Hard Stone, to boost our Rock-type moves. Now, of course, we do still need some luck to hit our move, Rock Slide. So turn 1, we Terastallize, and it uses Vice Grip. No worries there, and Cloth takes a Rock Slide to the face, doing under half. Because the first battle doesn't need to take all of his HP away, we should just 2-shot this thing without activating his Anger Shell ability. We did unfortunately miss the following turn, but it just used Vice Grip, and the third turn we do finish up the first battle. Ha! Loser. The second fight is much easier thanks to this jerk, and we all know 2 jerks is better than 1. That sounded so wrong. Anyways, now despite it being easier, Cloth here Rock Smash is doing loads to Gunther, and Shelder was just using Leer, not helping at all. The good news is we do use Scary Face turn 1, and our Rock Slide later ended up flinching. With Burn taking us away, I was scared of losing Larvitar, so I switched in Joey, who has Intimidate. With this, Shelder uses Water Gun and activates his Anger Shell. But this thing basically has no speed buff or attack buff, so it's an easy cleanup from there. You're not cool, bro, and neither are your Pokemon because they literally just got burned. Nothing cool about it. From here, I went to go back to South Province 2 for an Eevee. Mike here was super stubborn to be caught, but eventually he decided to cough up his freedom, as all Pokemon do. Now, for those of you who don't know, Blue had 3 evolutions depending on what starter you chose, but obviously we can only choose one thanks to species clause. The one I decided on was Jolteon since we already have 2 fire types, a water type later, and we will get Magneton, but Blue never had a Magnezone, so it'll stay as a Magneton. Therefore, Jolteon is our guy. Now, since I had to go to Levincia to evolve Mike, I did stop by and grab a Magnemite in the route before. I actually burned Phoebe here, which scared me, but everything went well. By the way, Mike has normal Terra, since I caught it as an Eevee. Kind of sucks, and Phoebe here has Steel Terra, which was great. But what the hell, Mike? Don't be a loser, man. Thanks to Phoebe, Bombardier is super easy since she resists not only Pluck, but Rock Throw. So we didn't even need Jolteon for this fight. Smell you later, bird. Bro, why are you crying? Gosh, I'm surrounded by a bunch of... Now, I don't like my odds with Giacomo since everyone is pretty weak except for maybe Mike, but he only has Thunder Shock. So this Shellder is going to assist us. Monica, welcome to the team. Oh, thank God she has Skill Link. Bro, this town literally gets hit by a sandstorm every single day. These people must be going blind left and right. I came to this town because we can get Monica a Water Stone behind the gym, and this will essentially make her broken, which is exactly what I, Blue, am looking for. Anything to defeat Red. I also happen to find an Adamant Mint on the floor, so she has that nature now. With Monica, we can relearn every move she's never learned before, for the most part at least. We lead her against Giacomo, and we can Iron Defense and then just Shell Smash 3 times. This plus Skill Link make Cloyster very, very scary, as Icicle Spear is now 125 base power move guaranteed. This will KO Poniard in one shot, and it is a little risky since the Starmobile has Snarl, so I shouldn't have Shell Smashed 3 times as it lowers our special defense. Let's just say she lived on 3 HP. What a legend. Listen here, Monica, you did great in that last fight, but if you get a close call like that again, you're done. Finito. Benched. Around the same thing happened to Iona with Monica Iron Defensing once and Shell Smashing twice. The only unfortunate thing was I forgot to put a Cherry Berry on her and we did get paralyzed at the very end of our setup. But luckily, we did make it out through 3 of her Pokemon, untouched by paralysis. And thanks to the +4 speed boost from Shell Smash, we were still able to outspeed. But of course, there's still one big problem, Miss Magus. This Pokemon has Charge Beam, terastallizes into an Electric type, and will destroy us if we get paralyzed. So we could risk it, or we could do something else. Oh, you best believe I risked it, and my girl Monica didn't even hesitate. She didn't get paralyzed once. Little mistake on my part, but my Pokemon have to adapt to my mistakes. That's the type of trainer I am. I guess it really does rely on luck when Blue wins one of his fights. If you thought we were done using Monica, you'd be wrong. Unfortunately, she can't learn a multi-hit water type move, but she can learn Rock Blast, which is found in South Province 1. It's a bit inaccurate, but with a wide lens and 1 Shell Smash, I think we could sweep Mela. Now obviously the sun being up and fire being neutral to Monica is bad, but we have Water Terra, so we can eliminate one of those things out of the gate. There is another little mishap here, and that's Torkoal's Clear Smog, which will get rid of any of our buffs. So if she goes for that, we're kinda screwed. Instead of risking a Shell Smash, we just straight up Terrastallize and go for a Rock Blast. And there it is. Her Clear Smog. Now for some reason it's raining, which is weird since in a previous run I thought this was a glitch and I didn't actually Rain Dance when I clicked the move Rain Dance, but it turned out it wasn't actually raining naturally. But this time around it stayed for 2 turns, or actually all of the turns. Maybe this is glitched, I don't know. Regardless, I don't think Sun was up and she was using Swift plus Screech, which was useless, so our Rock Blast was a 3-hit KO, or I guess a 15-hit KO since they hit 5 a pop. I'm the greatest trainer alive, Mela. Don't forget it. Now, that's a lie. Red is.
Fuck did you say?
From here, I went to cook Joey's dinner. Made it back to the city that blinds you 24/7 and proceeded to talk smack to these Elite 4 members. My plan for the big fella is leading Arcanine to Intimidate as well as Will-O-Wisping. The TM for that was just above Levincia City. With our new and improved Doggo, we burned Veluza with our wide lens, and now this thing is a bit more safer to set up on. Now with who, you might be asking? Oh, who do you think? No one gets a pass on shell smashing struts. No one! The only reason I burned Veluza was because it has high critical hit ratio moves, so I didn't want it to just crit through everything. But with 2 Shell Smashes, Monica does her thing, rock blasting every single thing in sight. Not even this chunky crab, which to be honest kinda looks like Kofu, can withstand a rock blast. Monica, what the f- Never trust the Geller, people. Never. Clearly, Monica was lying and hasn't mastered Total Unagi yet. Like, how did that not KO? Honestly, if we're Terrastallized there, I think we might have lived the Rock Smash. Are you laughing at me? None of this is funny. You're just like my mom. Wait, Dad? Since we lost Cloyster, I have to opt for some sand attack strats with Mike. Feels like a blue thing to do, cheating my way through. Atticus' Skuntank is annoying with Toxic, so I did 3 sand attacks as he just used Sucker Punch, and then he Toxics and we Agility. Now we sand attack once more as he actually hits a Venoshock. What the hell, dude? But anyways, that's not gonna stop Mike. He easily baton passes that into Joey. You hit another Venoshock? Alright, well, we catch another break with him using Sucker Punch again, and we howl. And the following turn, he hit a Toxic? Am I missing something? Alright, 2 howls is a little concerning, but I think we can do it. We did use up that Pecha Berry, so I think it's best to just attack with Dig. All 3 of his regular Pokemon die in one shot, and the Weld Oil Machine is up. I don't think we can one-shot it, but let's give it a shot. Yep, that didn't do anything. Also, he naturally outsped, and that's probably by 1 single point. Luckily, the first time around, he just used Flame Charge, and now he'll Noxious Torque us almost to death. But Joey is still standing. One more Dig does big damage to it, and now we can just finish this off with another Pokemon. I go into Phoebe as she's immune to not only Noxious Torque, but the spikes on the field. His Flame Charge doesn't actually do that much, but Phoebe's Thundershock is doing a whole lot less, and this was a 3-hit KO. I was skeptical to keep her in, but I kinda had to since spikes were on the field and he was faster. So we take one final Flame Charge with no crit, and Phoebe takes home the W with a final Thundershock. I have no idea why I still have Thundershock on her. Electro Ball was definitely better there. Larry is up next, and we got a surefire plan on our hands. I led Arcanine to Intimidate and just switched in and out between Pupitar and him. Once the Koala was -3 attack and he used Yawn on Arcanine, we go into Mike on a slam that misses. There is a chance that he yawns twice in a row. Now we just Calm Mind twice as he yawns, and we do have a Chesto Berry for that. I predicted all he would do is yawn, although he did Sucker Punches before, but yeah. All he did was yawn, even twice in a row. So now we Agility on his yawn and then Baton Pass before we fall asleep. Phoebe is the right play for this, and it looks like Larry has caught on to our strat, so Phoebe gets yawned on the switch in. Come on, bro. Don't you have like some taxes to do? With Phoebe asleep, the only thing I can do is Thunder Wave for 2 turns, but since he was only using Sucker Punch, I decided to predict when I would wake up, and Sucker Punch didn't do much. And we also didn't wake up on that turn. We wake up on the following turn though, and everything should be KO'd to Phoebe's Smelly Cat here. The Dunsparce does have a chance to live a Flash Cannon at +2 Terastallized, but thanks to Metal Coat, this is no longer an issue. And that's why that was better than a Chesto Berry. And finally, this is why we needed an Agility up to outspeed and not let Larry get a hit off, humiliating him in front of the entire restaurant. It is clear that I am just far too superior to you, Larry. Directly after this fight, Nemona decides to give us no time to catch our breath, so Arcanine is still at the front of the party. This is fine though, as Intimidate does activate, lowering Lycanroc's attack, and we do still have Will-O-Wisp on Joey. We do in fact manage to hit one, as I don't have the Wildlands on him. From here, basically the same thing happened with Phoebe, obliterating everything from her Lycanroc all the way down to her Meowscarada. Nemona might be hungry for battle, but she doesn't know how much I am for it. This isn't the time to be slacking off, Ross. If you don't want to wake up this instant, I'm going to put out the flame on your tail. Speaking of someone who probably wants to put the flame out on Ross's tail, Rhyme is usually always easy thanks to the buff she gives. Joey led with an Intimidate, burned Mimikyu as Gunther came in to break that disguise. The following turn we gang up on Banette with Crunch since Mimikyu is so nerfed, but I did fuck up by trying to crunch Houndstone as it went for Phantom Force, so we just kinda wasted a turn. And the turn after, it almost killed Gunther. Okay, calm down, Ryan. 2 crunches later and Houndstone is back to the grave. From here, Toxtricity is out on the field. Gunther obviously can't stay in here or he dies, so I send in Mike in case she goes for a discharge. She didn't and instead opted for Hex, which was fine, and Joey destroyed Mimikyu where it stood. Since I don't want to damage Joey with discharge, I used Light Screen instead, which was great as her Hyper Voice hits both of our Pokemon. And then a big crunch goes off, dropping her below half. Now I thought I got a speed boost, but I don't usually pay attention to the boost in this fight, so I thought Arcanine would outspeed here, and it didn't, so both my Pokemon almost ate the dirt. Whoops. Everything's fine though, everything is totally okay. I know it's my fault, but you guys are really making me debate having you on the team. Get it together, boys. Now without Cloyster, this big tusk dude frightens me so much. But thankfully, having a flying type like Ross here gives us some headroom due to it being immune to Stomping Tantrum and resistant to Brick Break, meaning Knockoff and Rapid Spin are its only options. Holy crap, did Ross just one-shot with Air Slash? Alright, I was not expecting that at all. Now how does he fare in round 2? Alright, this fight literally lasted 2 rounds. We rarely use you, Ross, but man did you just show up for us. Why do you look so angry? Remember who's your master, Ross. Don't get it twisted. Nimona, how many times do I have to humiliate you? You're not even my real rival. How can I take you seriously? For this fight, I kind of just brute force my way through Lycanroc. From there, Sliggoo comes out, and this is definitely going for a Water Pulse, so I go into Mike. Now we did get confused, but I actually brought a Lumberry for that. 2 Calm Minds later, and a big crit from Sliggoo, we Baton Pass. Ross is our guy. No crit coming in on that Dragon Pulse, and now we Terrasilize, and unfortunately, a Dragon Breath won't KO, but she didn't crit with Water Pulse, so that's GG's. Keep in mind, I also had a Lumberry in case there. Now both Palmont and Meowscarada both die to a big Flamethrower from this beast. Hey lady, get off the phone. I came here to win, so if you don't give me your all, I'm gonna smash that thing into pieces. For Tulip, I decided on Joey as he could Will-O-Wisp this thing turn 1 and Intimidate. You know, if he didn't miss. Stop thinking about sandwiches, Joey. Get your head in the game. Thankfully, Tulip missed. Maybe that giraffe is taking some phone calls of its own. The following turn, we do manage to burn, and her Zen Headbutt didn't do anything, so we begin setting up with Howl. She did get a Reflect Up, but all we have to do is stall that out, and once we're faster and stronger than everything on her team, thanks to Howl and Agility, it was over. Nothing on her team could withstand Joey's large teeth. Imagine the pain this ostrich must have felt as Joey mangled that skinny neck. But hey, I'm not complaining. At least now we got some dinner for the road. Woman, don't you get tired of following me around. I saw you like 30 seconds ago. Grusha is pretty simple. Mike here can Agility and Calm Mind, although we might not need it depending on his natures. He did use Tailwind, but by the time we Baton Pass, there's only 1 turn of it left, so we can just Protect to stall it out. Terrastalized, nothing can stop this Magneton. Every single one of this pretty guy's Pokemon dies to a Flash Cannon. Now, if he didn't use Tailwind and went straight for Blizzard, I probably would have Calm Minded, as everything should, keyword should, still die with a Metal Coat on Monica. Ortega was classic burn strats and Jolteon Baton Pass strats like usual. He did give us a scare with a critical hit Aqua Tail on our switch into Mike, but thankfully I did put lefties on him. The following turn we Agilitied and he missed a big play rough. Perfect. This allowed me to Calm Mind 2 times, which is all we needed, although he only hit us 1 time using Charm on one of the other turns. I'll never understand this AI. Anyways, Azumarill gets electrocuted from a discharge, and Darkspun and Wigglytuff both die to a Flash Cannon. With that agility, the Starmobile gets outsped by 3 magnets and pull this thing apart with Flash Cannon. How could you lose, Ortega? Stupid, stupid, stupid. Dude, I'm simply just better. Get humbled. Man, I don't take orders from no one. I'm done with you, Cassiopeia. Or should I say, Penny? Yeah, I know. So cut the crap and give me all the league points you have before I rat you out. It's always a good day when your pseudo finally reaches adulthood in a Pokemon game. Gunther is ready to get his revenge on all the ladies that rejected him. Look at this stud. He's like a brand new Pokemon. Speaking of which, we can finally capture the final team member of Blue's team, Heracross. He was on the same team as Gunther. This guy was actually super hard to catch and did a number on my team, but with him being burned, we were able to catch him in an Ultra Ball. Chandler here had Fighting Terra type as well, so that was great. You know, of course the last Herba Mystica is red. It's always red. Red this, red that, I'm sick of it. I want to be the boss at the end of the road, not that fool. Now there's one little thing to do before the Elite Four, and that's Airy. I thought about this fight for a while and figure that our best bet is to use our newest team member. But first, as always, Joey has to burn Toxicroak. From there we hard switch, and oh no, he poisoned us. Ha, that would be bad if we didn't have guts. Oh, but trust me, we got guts now, Airy. Now unfortunately, she poisoned us way too early, but we're in way too deep at this point. I do have lefties to somewhat make the poison situation a little bit better, but with her still doing damage, this hurts. I have to get to +6 with Swords Dance in order to KO the Starmobile in one shot, and I do need to Trailblaze to outspeed some Pokemon thanks to no EVs in this run. I do manage to get to +6, and a Trailblaze can KO Toxicroak from where it's at, but the poison isn't looking so good. I got all the way to Passimian at 1 HP. It looks like the run may end here. But then I remembered, wait, last time we were poisoned against the Starmobile, it didn't damage us when it came in. So lo and behold, when the oiled machine showed up on the field, Chandler took no damage, trucking in at 1 HP. I have no idea why the mechanics work that way, but ladies and gentlemen, this run is still very much alive. Goodbye, you big bucket of nuts and bolts. Man, my boy Blue is ruthless. What a clutch from Heracross. Honestly, it was either that or a Charizard sweep, but they were both kind of risky. How dare you question whether or not I have all 8 gym badges? Do you not know who I am? Man, I'm out of here. All jokes aside, Rika's ground types don't really stand a chance against Chandler here since he gets access to Bullet Seed, Trailblaze, and Swords Dance. Pair this with the loaded dice item to hit 4 to 5 times and ignore Donphan's Sturdy and her entire team is done for. Poppy is a little harder as I can't just Trailblaze since I risk Chandler's life, and I need at least +1 speed to outspeed Tinkaton. And I need to be +2 to KO Corviknight, because at +1 we'd need the Black Belt item, but I need to run loaded dice on Heracross since Magnezone has Sturdy. So quite a predicament, but I do have a strat. We lead Joey, who thankfully hits his Will-O-Wisp, as Poppy goes for a Stealth Rocks which blows, but I assumed that would happen. From here we do some pivot action as Copperajah should go for a high horsepower, which won't affect Ross, so the rocks doing damage won't matter here. Since she won't go for it again, we can go into Mike safely on a Heavy Slam. I have Lefty so we can take more damage as I can't just Terastallize to a normal type to avoid high horsepower, since I need Fighting Terra type for Chandler. Now we just take a high horsepower and agility. With that, we can Baton Pass into Chandler, who will be resistant to high horsepower. But she just missed anyways. One Swords Dance later, and she does Heavy Slam for some reason instead of Play Rough. Weird, but everything pretty much dies now. Corviknight dies to a close combat, so does Bronzong, Magnezone to Arm Thrust because of Sturdy, and we outspeed Tinkaton for the KO. A little prep, but it worked out. As for Larry, it kinda goes back to us just decimating. Unfortunately for Larry, he starts off with this Tropius, and this thing just isn't good. I wish it was, but it just isn't. It's a safe sweep for Mike here with Calm Mind and Lefty's Protect. We don't even need Electric Terra typing for this. Stick to the business side of the Pokemon world, Larry. It's clearly your strong point. Now if you watched my previous video, I used a T-Tar to take down Hassel, but I was a lot more careful with it, but there's no real need for it. Turn 1 he uses Super Fang, so we D-Dance, and then turn 2 he uses Dragon Pulse, so we get another D-Dance up. +2 is all we need with a Dragon Fang attached. Everything besides Dragalge and Excalibur will die to Dragon Claw, whereas Dragalge will die to Earthquake, as this move doesn't make contact, meaning we won't get poisoned by Poison Touch, and we need to use Outrage instead of Dragon Claw on Excalibur, since it's a tanky boy. Yeah, that's literally the battle. This is why Gunther is the best pseudo. You know, I think this is the first time I've seen it rain in the champion fight, or maybe I just haven't paid attention. Oh, well, it's gone. Gita is always a pushover, and this time is no exception. As always, screw a Spathra, so we take it out with 2 Thunderbolts, and by leading Mike, this will force an Avalugg who has Earthquake. Knowing that it's gonna go for that Earthquake, hopefully, since last time it didn't actually do it against our Skuntank, I switch into Chandler, who is resistant to that. From there, all we need to do is Swords Dance and everything dies to a close combat. I also kind of messed up though, as Veluza has Aqua Jet and we've lowered our defenses a ton, but of course, Gita's AI doesn't pick up on that, so down goes the fish. Oh Gita, I didn't really give you a fair fight, but let's be honest, I'm blue. Why would I? Wait, what? It outsped? Chandler! Okay, I totally forgot that Glamora has like 86 speed, so it outsped by like a couple of points. Darn it, no one's ever humiliated me like this before. Well, except Red, but that doesn't change anything. He's a no one. My statement still stands. Curse you. It's time to show Arvin who's the real jerk in this group. It's me. Leading Joey and burning is the prime strat this fight, and from there we just pivot into Earthquake with Ross. He's not even flying. Arvin, if you were good enough, that Greedent would have hit me. Without fear of a Bullet Seed or an Earthquake, we go into Gunther. Thankfully, the Body Slam didn't para, as Gunther here has Wide Lens for Rock Slide. From there, it's a free setup to +4 attack with Dragon Dance and Sweep. No one stands a chance on his team to a Rock Slide, although I did opt for Dragon Claw on Toedscruel since Rock Slide, depending on its stats, could have lived. Pretty much the same thing happened to Clive with Jolteon. Since Calm Mind boosts our special defense, all we have to worry about is Foul Play. And since we're normal Terra typing, we can take advantage of the move Hyper Voice, which will help us against the grass types who are resistant to Thunderbolt. I got the +4 special attack, which was risky as Oranguru may have not died to a Thunderbolt. But when Houndoom came out, I protected and realized it was using Thunderfang for some reason. So I Calm Minded for +5, which could be safer for Poltegeist and Amoonguss, and there it is. Our Voltazorb activates. Clive, stop going easy on me. Everything from there ate dirt. Penny, as you can imagine, was very easy with T-Tar, but it was actually using Baby Doll Eyes this time, and she wouldn't stop doing it until eventually she gave up and let me set up to +6. And just like previous runs, not a single other evolution ended up using Baby Doll Eyes to try to combat our setup. Pathetic. With Quarter here defeated, we can now finish our last fight and show Nemona who's really the best trainer in the world. It's Red. What did you say? Since I won't be spending an hour going down to fight Professor Sada, Nemona will be the true test to see if Blue can really become champion. Joey Willows as always, but I'm actually slower and a big Stone Edge comes in, nearly destroying me. Luckily everything does work out for us, especially with that Intimidate drop. It did take her like 3 turns to KO Joey, but it is what it is. At least she wasted 3 Stone Edges. Now can you guess who's sweeping? Gunther, like who else? The ladies' man is back at it again, dancing his way to victory. Now she did get a crit right before we KO'd her pup, but like how the hell did we not outspeed? I'm +3 in speed. Thankfully, Palmot does get outsped and bites the dust, and as for Orthworm, we have low kick for that. That was actually better than using Fire Punch, believe it or not. Guja gets a pile of rocks on her, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, the Dunsparce might have lived the rock slide here. Okay, good. No humiliation for Gunther. Finally, her pride and joy, her little cat, gets destroyed. Crushed. And thankfully, this didn't outspeed either. Seriously, that Lycanroc was insanely fast. No, Nomono, you're not supposed to do or say anything after this fight, you're just supposed to go ... And then you go up to a mountain for the rest of your days. Oh wait, I guess that would have been if you won. Ladies and gents, there you have it. Can Blue beat Pokemon Scarlet? Yes. Yes, he absolutely can. And we didn't even have to Eevee train. And we also don't even have access to his entire team. Blue sure does know how to pick him. No one can beat me. Well, anyways, I sure do hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, a like is always appreciated. I love you guys so much, and with that, I will see you guys next time. Bye!